And it's Christy and Rick, right? Where are you guys from? Where? Oregon, okay. How do you like Hawaii so far? Yeah. What's that? Yeah, that's what I did. California originally, but I'm from Hawaii now. Converted. And is it Jason back there? Alright, how are you doing? Good. Is this everyone's first time in a helicopter?
Maybe.
Your first time? You've been on before? Oh, first time. Me too.
Oh, you got so much.
It's okay, don't worry, I got lots of time in the simulator. They said it was like the same thing. Alright, and we got Ed and Stephanie, right? Alright, cool. A couple things I gotta go over before we take off. First off, you guys saw the video inside, yeah? Okay, so you know those are not parachutes, so no jumping. They're just life vests. Stay inside. Also, we got these around the aircraft. Aloha bags, they call them in Hawaii. Just in case. Know where they're at. They're free souvenirs if you use them, so you can take them home with you if you like. Also, I do have to talk to air traffic control and some of the other guys flying around near us throughout the flight. So every once in a while you hear me get a little quiet or something. I'm just talking to someone else. Get back to you as soon as I can. Also, they ask us not to talk to you around the airport here. So the first few minutes and the last few minutes of the flight, I'll be a little quiet. But that's about it. You guys ready to go? Alright, cool. I'll be back with you here in a few minutes. Till then, just relax. Enjoy the ride. Alright, cool, back with you. That was Kanaha Beach Park. We just took off, flew over. You got all those windsurfers and kite surfers out there. You could try windsurfing too. They give out lessons down there. Or you could go watch people try. That's pretty fun too. Kahului here has got the harbor and the airport. The capital of the island is actually in front of us, more Wailuku, where those taller buildings are. And that sits right in front of the Iao Valley. So behind Wailuku, Iao Valley there. That's a famous valley. That's where King Kamehameha took over. So King Kamehameha, he came over from the big island. They paddled all the way out here and invaded Maui, took over. Not known for taking prisoners too, so it turned into like a little bloody massacre towards the end of that battle. King Kamehameha had an unfair advantage too. He's the only ruler that was allowed to trade with the European trade ships, so had guns basically. But some of Maui soldiers escaped out the back of the Iao Valley and into the Waihe'e Valley, which is the next valley up here off of our left side. And Wai means water, He'e means slippery, so valley of slippery waters. They say that's how that valley got its name, as they slipped out the back. So anytime you hear Wai means water, streams, rivers almost always start out with like Wai something or another. And it's W's are V's pronounced with a V sound in Hawaii. So it's Hawaii, not Hawaii. So we're going to learn a little basic Hawaiian today on the tour. So pay attention, there's a Hawaiian culture and language test when we land. If you don't pass, you have to pay double for the tour. In cash to the pilot. Nah, I'm just kidding. We'll try to pick up a few things. So, like Mauka and Makai are useful. Mauka means a mountainside. Makai is oceanside. So if you look at Mauka of us, it's a horseback riding ranch over here. Alright, in front of us too, just off our left, slightly off our left, we have Kahakaloa Rock, that tall rock there. It's a famous rock. King Kahakili, he used to jump off of that rock into the water below to prove that he was immortal to his soldiers. So King Kahakili, he ruled in like the mid 1700s. Not supposed to survive after a 100-foot fall in the water, but King Kahakili, not your normal guy. Big Hawaiian guy, 7 feet tall, half his face was tattooed black. Some people think he was Kamehameha's true father, but there's no real proof of that. It's just kind of legends, stories. No one knows the true father of Kamehameha. Mama's baby, daddy's maybe, I think they call it. And then the town down there in Kahakaloa, they're known for their banana bread. They have really good banana bread in Kahakaloa. They just sell them at fruit stands. And then over here on the other side, see Stephanie, you're over here on your side. These are called the King's Ponds down here, these lava rock formations. So you park on the side of the road, you hike down there, bunch of tide pools you could go swimming in. And that's all state land a little further up. So a lot of cool places to go on Highway 340. Rent-a-car companies don't want you taking the road because it's one lane and they get all scratched up, but it's a rent-a-car, who cares, yeah? A lot better than the road to Hana too, because it connects all the way around instead of, you know, taking 3 hours one way to Hana. This right here, more hiking and shorter distance. Better weather too, typically. Molokai is out there on our right side, but we're going to take a little detour since we have such good weather and go check out Honokohau Falls in this next valley. And you guys all feeling good so far, right? Yeah, okay. Sometimes it gets like small kind of turbulence in here, but just remember, turbulence is fun, right? You guys all like roller coasters, yeah? Alright. All these trees down below us too that look like cauliflower from the air, those are the kukui nut trees. That's what they make like the necklaces and lays out of the big round nut. Don't get those confused with macadamia nuts. You don't want to eat the kukui nuts. Hawaiians used them as a natural laxative. That's why. That's the waterfall from Jurassic Park over there off our right side. Jurassic Falls. It's kind of small for the Honokohau Valley though. There's a 2,000 foot waterfall in the back of the valley, so I don't know why they use that one. This is actually the back of the valley is almost always clouded in. We don't get back here. This isn't like part of the tour that we advertise because most of the time we can't even fly back here. It gets over 200 inches of rainfall and the clouds will come right down to the ground. So good timing for you guys' flight today. And just barely see the top of it, 2,000 feet, top to bottom. Alright, you guys all get a good view of Honokohau? Yeah. Plenty more waterfalls. We're going to try to ruin waterfalls for you today. Never be impressed again after this one. I hope. So these trees that you're seeing out here in Honokohau, these are mostly the Ohia lehua trees. They're the most common native tree. If you look closely, every once in a while you'll see one blooming. They have like a real red flower, a small red flower though. So Ohia is the name of the tree, lehua is the name of the flower. And there's a famous creation myth behind it. Ohia represents a man, lehua was his girlfriend, they were boyfriend and girlfriend. And they were all happy, everything was good until Pele came around. Pele's a fire goddess, she creates the lava, known for her power and her beauty and all this. And she likes this Ohia guy, tells him he needs to lose his girlfriend, lehua. Come stay with Pele. But Ohia refuses. He says he's going to stay loyal to Lehua. So Pele gets mad, turns him into the tree. That's where the tree comes from. Then Lehua begged the other Hawaiian gods to reunite them, so they turn her into the flower. So Ohia the tree, Lehua the flower. And the Hawaiians say if you pick the flower from the tree, it'll begin to rain as the tree weeps for its loss. Remember, it's fun. Let's hear this. Pretty common though in Hawaiian mythology that like the goddesses are always turning guys into trees or plants. If you see a native plant, it was probably a Hawaiian guy at some point. Alright, cool. So we're gonna have some nice smooth air here for a little while. This is Kapalua area up here in front of us. So a lot of hotels out in this area. I don't know if you guys follow golf at all, but there's a golf course out here in Kapalua, Kapalua Golf Course, part of the PGA Tour. So professional golf course. So if you mortgage your house, you could play at least one round of golf in Kapalua. Yeah, depending on your house. They wouldn't even let me tee off. So helicopter pilots, we can't afford to golf in Maui. So what we do is we surf. And there's a really famous surf spot out here, but it's just real flat because we have southern swells. But you get the western swells and you got Honolulu Bay right in front of us. Real famous. It breaks off to the right. You got beautiful waves. But since there's no surf, it's a good time to go snorkeling. Real calm waters down there in Honolulu Bay. So as we fly over, you see a lot of people snorkeling out there in crystal clear water. And supposedly that's one of Tiger Woods' houses, the one behind Mauka, mountainside of that little scenic point where you see those cars parked. I don't know that for a fact, like he never invited me over or anything, but supposedly. So just in case there's any stalkers on board, you know, there's Tiger Woods' home.
Must have been cold there.
Or his ex-wife, I don't know. I don't know, I'm going to know. Probably, yeah.
To never have sunlight on your face.
Alright, we're going to leave Honolulu Bay. We'll cross that Pailolo channel and go check out Molokai. It's out there in front of us. The friendly island, they call it. As long as you don't stay too long, they say. It's a beautiful island, just not centered around tourism as much. You don't have like lots of resorts or anything out there. It's a great place to go fishing, hunting, camping, surfing. But no spas or anything like that. Old Hawaii, they call it.
A beautiful face without hair.
And this channel below us is called the Pailolo channel because Pai means fisherman. Lolo in Hawaiian is like an insult. It means you're kind of dumb, not real smart, you know. Say someone's Lolo. So not a good place to go fishing, obviously. It's real rough waters. We get these trade winds like 90% of the time. There's strong winds that blow from the northeast to the southwest. Whip between these two islands, push up the swells we have down here.
I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. Ooh. You are the wind beneath my wings.
They call this cloud surfing in Hawaii. Out there in front of us, drew off like our 1 o'clock position. You guys can see what the boat captains will call Turtle Rock. Looks like the profile of a turtle from the side. From above, it looks like an elephant, though. So pilots call it Elephant Rock. Known for its hammerhead sharks, like a professional diving site. The water's a little bit rough down there, so they don't take tourists or anything, but they do like filming. They film the sharks. If you want to see sharks and you don't want to be in the water with them, though, we have a great aquarium for that. The Ocean Center, back on Maui. They got a shark tank with tiger sharks and reef sharks. They got hammerheads down there and manta rays. A lot of the reef fish of Hawaii too, so you can learn about what you're seeing when you snorkel. And they do have the state fish there too, the humu humu nuku nuku apuha. In case you're wondering. Cape Palava out there in front of us. Murphy's Ranch, a big cattle ranch they have out there. So a lot of cattle ranches in Hawaii now. Murphy's Ranch is like a dude ranch too. They teach you how to ride horses, train you how to be a Paniolo, Hawaiian cowboy. And this is Friday afternoon traffic on the Molokai Coastal Highway down here. 1 lane, no cars. There's like 1 stoplight on the whole island, so very sparsely populated.
Road's gone far away from home, and we've been lonely, miss you only when we are away. A sunny day is not quite the same as the ocean blue. At home in the islands, at home.
This is Halava Valley off of our Makai side. They're known for their taro. Have you guys had poi before? Ever tried poi? That's what they make poi out of, the taro root. So it's like a purple paste, yeah. Real good for you. You can live off of it. Just doesn't really taste that good. And here's Halava Falls off our left. And this is all rainforest, so it's raining in the rainforest. Does that sometimes. You get like 200 inches of annual rainfall further up the hill. The coastline gets closer to like 100 inches, which is the requirement. So mostly all rainforest here on the northwest side. The southwest side completely desert though. Lucky to get 20 inches of annual rainfall over there. So desert and rainforest, almost everything between most of these islands. And you guys still doing good? Feeling good? Alright. We are in a helicopter, so we'll get nice and close to things for you, but anytime you start feeling uncomfortable or nauseous, just let me know and we'll fly really far away from stuff, like an airplane. But until then, we'll fly out here on the North Shore for you. We got the world's largest sea cliffs out here in front of us. I believe they were created by an earthquake a long time ago. Hundreds of thousands of years ago created this big sea cliff here.
Sand spreading out to the sea. I like the tropical moon and the lazy palm trees. I like to listen to my heart. There's no place I'd rather be. I like the people, I like the way they smile. I like the feeling of you on this paradise isle. I like the cool island gecko. Man, this is where I wanna be.
This is Papalua Falls up here, 1,400 feet from top down to its first pool. It goes another couple hundred feet after that.
Back to the kind, all over Mobed or Molokai, I will return. Take me back, back to the kind, take me back to the kind, all over Mobed or Molokai. I will return. I like the gecko singing in the night. I like to do the dance they do to the Molokai slide when the sun come up shining. Always more better the kind. I like the hula. I think it's really good. Oh man, I don't understand the words, but in time I think I could if I just had the time. Oh, if I just had the time. I say, oh, won't you come along? We'll have a luau by the sea. We'll cook a little pig and all the coconuts are free. And what you see is what you get. It's just a little grass shack. I know you're gonna like it, and I hope you come back. I like the fishes swimming around in the sea. I like to hop them on the grill and cook them up for me with a big pan of butter. Man, it can't get better than this. No, no, no. I like the chickens. You hop them on the grill, man, it hurts.
Alright, y'all get a good look at Papalua? Alright. We'll head up the North Shore a little further. These are kukui nut trees down here below us too. Oh, I told you about those already. But more of them. And then we got lahala trees down here by the coastline. That's what they make the baskets and the mats out of, lahala mats. They look like a Joshua tree, kind of, if you know what that looks like.
Back to the kind, back to the kind, all over Mobed and Molokai, I will return. All over Mobed and Molokai, I will return. All over Mobed, I will return. Whoa, yeah, all over Mobed.
And way out there in the distance in front of us, we got the Kalapapa Peninsula sticks out there. That's where the leprosy colony was in the past, or Hansen's disease, they call it, the other name for it. Oh no, way out there, yeah. This is the Wailau Valley though. There's 7 Hawaiian families that still live in there, completely self-sufficient, they live off the land.
People, are you listening to what we're about to say? See, we're on a mission, trying to find a way. If you and me make a guarantee to spread a little aloha.
This is one of my favorite waterfalls, even though it's not the biggest. It's called Wailele Falls. The wind kicks it to the side, so most of the water never even makes it to the bottom. Like a draping waterfall over here off our left.
And make this world a better place for you and for me. A-L-O-H-A, a little aloha in our day. Spread a little aloha around the world. A-L-O-H-A, a little aloha in our day. Spread a little aloha around the world. Could you imagine all around the world a little aloha in every boy and girl? Could you imagine how simple life could be with a little aloha in you and me? Let's spread a little bit of aloha.
If you look in the side of the mountain too, you can see how it looks like there's lines in the side of the mountain. So just like a tree, you know, a tree gets older, it has rings. Same with a mountain, a volcanic mountain like this. There's a lava flow that'll coat the volcano, and then thousands of years sometimes pass between eruptions, so a layer of dirt will form, and then another lava flow will come over and coat it. So it's like layers of lava, one on top of another. A little bit of dirt in between. Different ages of the lava rock too.
Spread a little aloha around the world.
I'm gonna say goodbye to the North Shore now, head into the Pele Canoe Valley here.
And aloha means goodbye.
No one lives in this one, so devoid of humans. Most of the time. Every once in a while people come out here and camp and what have you. Drop off by boat or helicopter.
Aloha, I can touch the sky with a little aloha, aloha. Let's spread a little bit of aloha. Put a little love in your heart. Take a little dip in the ocean. Oh yeah, singing A-L-O-H-A, a little aloha in our day.
So as far as the animals that we have out here, like in the Pele Canoe Valley or pretty much any of the islands, they're mostly all the same, except for the difference is Molokai and the Maui. They both have deer, where the other islands don't. But all the things people brought out here, like Americans brought the deer, Europeans brought the wild goat, the mountain goat. The Polynesians, when they first arrived back in 400 AD, they brought things too. They brought the boar, the chicken, and the dog. Not the black dog though, that was brought by Filipino immigrants years later. I'm just joking, that's like a local joke. Black dog is a dish. The dog meat, eat the dog meat. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a black dog, it could be any, it's how they cook it. They're not like racist or anything. Still, yeah, it's like a joke in Hawaii. If you see someone walking a black dog, they say they're vegetarian. You don't have to worry about eating the black dog though in like restaurants or anything. It's actually illegal, so you don't have to order it by accident or anything. Be careful at the local kind luau zone barbecues. A little bit of a rainbow forming off of our left side. So notice how deep and wide these valleys are out here in Molokai. Like in Maui, we were flying through the Molokai Valley. It's really narrow, right? Real tight. It's because it's just younger land over there in Maui. Older land out here in Molokai. And this is why they call it the Wailau Valley, Valley of Many Waters. This is the second wettest spot in all of Hawaii. First wettest over on Kauai is second. Over 300 inches of annual rainfall in the back of the Wailau Valley. Alright, coming up on the front of the Wailau Valley, that's where that 7 Hawaiian families live. Only way in and out of this valley is by a boat or a helicopter. They have neither one. There's a few boats parked out there in the front of Wailau Valley. But they got visitors this weekend. Those are taro patches down there off of our left side. Just like Halava Valley, grow taro back here too. And you don't see any white sand along this coastline too. We got a nice beautiful black sand beach on Wailau Valley. Because of water depth mostly. You need shallow waters for the red coral to grow so the sun can get through the water, grow the red coral. That's what you need to make the white sand. So mostly just lava rock, sea cliffs, and black sand on the northern sides of the islands. The inner sides of like Maui County, so Maui County is like a group of islands. The inner coastlines will always be covered in white sand. The outer coastlines usually will look more like this. Kahalui is just an exception because it's like a bay, so river sediments made that shallow over the years. So I got white sand in Kahalui and Paia. And we'll say take one more look at Papalua off the right side. A waterfall we saw earlier as we head back towards Cape Halava.
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better, and some have gone, and some remain. All these places have their moments with lovers and friends. I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living, but in my life I love them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compared with you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never end for people and things that went before. And
I mentioned earlier all the animals out here that are non-native. The native animals are mostly extinct. What we had are like birds. Got the nene bird, and also a variety of different honey creepers. They're similar to like a hummingbird, you know, they feed off of nectar more.
affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them, but in my life I've loved you more.
As I was saying, so those birds, just like the Hawaiian people that got wiped out by diseases and viruses, same with the birds, because a British trade ship back in 1824 got blamed for bringing out the mosquito, and the mosquito is infected with bird malaria and spread throughout the islands, killed off most of the birds. The nene bird, though, it got endangered more because of the mongoose and because of the mongoose and wild boar. They nest right on the ground, so mongoose and wild boar come destroy their nesting grounds. But the nene bird not susceptible to bird malaria because they believe that there were Canadian geese that were previously exposed to bird malaria, came out here, were immune to it already, and then eventually turned into the nene bird when they decided to stay. Lost their ability to fly and all that.
Hawaiian style.
Along this coastline too, you see these old ancient Hawaiian fish ponds. See the circles down there? What the Hawaiians would do is they'd stack rock and encompass like a circle. And they'd put their extra fish in those Hawaiian fish ponds. That way when the surf is real high out in the Pailolo Channel, which it usually is, they wouldn't have to go risk their lives trying to catch fish. They just catch them out of the Hawaiian fish ponds.
Don't worry, it'll be alright. Don't worry, you can throw your net again. We got to share it all, Hawaiian style, and give it all, Hawaiian style. Never it all, Hawaiian style. Deep down, we're all in it all, Hawaiian style. My baby likes to ride those.
Off of our right side out there too, that's the Lanai Island, the private island they call it. Hawaiians believed it was inhabited by ghosts and spirits, so they didn't live there permanently. No permanent Hawaiians on Lanai.
There's time for you to be alone.
You can go stay out there though. There are 2 hotels. You're not afraid of ghosts. Kind of expensive though. 4 Seasons hotels over there. The island just sold too. It's literally a private island. Yeah. $600 million sold like a couple days ago. Just out of my price range. By like $600 million. What's that? Oh, some rich guy from the mainland. Oh, one rich Holly guy from the mainland, bruh. Now, Lanai and Kaho'olawe, both of them real drier islands because Maui like blocks the rain from getting over there. So just like the islands themselves, so have a wet side and a dry side, kind of whole with the whole county is kind of like that, the whole group of islands. And Kaho'olawe sits way out there in the distance in front of us, and it's uninhabitable. The military used it for a long time. They dropped like bombs and missiles on it to practice. And then when they were done, they gave it back to the Hawaiian people, but uninhabitable. You can go out there though. They have like cleanup crews you can volunteer for. Maui Community College usually gets those together, and you can go out there and they put you to work. Who doesn't want to pick up unexploded ammunition? I mean, why not? Yeah, but real dry both of the islands.
style. Hawaiian style.
Kanapali up here is fairly dry too, and so a lot of hotels built out in this area along this coastline. A lot of white sand, drier area. But unfortunately, a lot of the hotels built right on this trail called the King's Trail. Kind of hard not to build on it, I guess, because it went all the way around the island along the coastline. But the locals will tell all kinds of ghost stories about the areas now because, well, the King's Trail, it was called the King's Trail because when the king was alive and he was on it and he saw you on the trail, it was like punishable by death. You could go on it whenever you wanted as long as the king wasn't on it. So we really needed to know where the king was at. But when the king passed on, the Hawaiians real, spiritual, believed in, real superstitious. They believed the old kings, they still walk the trails at night. They call them the night walkers. They carry with them a torch. And if the night walker sees you on the trail, it's bad too. They can't hurt you anymore. They're already dead themselves. But they can possess you, turn you crazy, they say. But now there's hotels right on the trail. So if you see King Kamehameha or Kahakili walking through your hotel lobby at night, don't look at them. Don't make eye contact. Technically, the Hawaiians say if you see the kings or the night walkers, you're supposed to lay beside the trail with your clothes off and shut your eyes. But don't do that. Liable to get arrested. You could still walk on portions of the King's Trail too if you go past Kihei, east of Kihei where the road dead ends in Lapros Bay. And then there's portions of the King's Trail just past that you can go hike on.
There would have been more, somebody look. In blue morning sky, the sun.
They used to have sugarcane out here too in West Maui. That's what all this area was cleared for originally, and then the water got more and more expensive. Water's really expensive in West Maui. So then they did pineapples for a while. Not too successful. Now coffee's been the most successful. So like right off of like 10 o'clock, you see those green fields, that's the Maui coffee. It got voted better than like the Kona coffee from the Big Island last year, which is like world famous. So they're expanding and it's real good for business when you get voted good.
Fire could be used by all the future generations. Found that I held the fire.
Alright, back with you. This is
But the plan of deception fell short from perfection.
this is still the Pailolo channel right below us, the Dumb Fisherman channel because it's real rough. Remember that. And in front of us, the Ow Ow channel, which is the opposite. It's calm like bathwater. Ow Ow means bathwater. So it's been a port town for a long time. People parking their boats out here, and now they do all kinds of water sports and all that out in this area.
The only, the ultimate Hawaiian Superman. Maui, 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 Hawaiian Superman.
Back with you. So since Lahaina is so old, they got the missionaries came out here too, built the oldest high school. Lahaina High School sits up on the Mauka side of town. And you'll see the big L up there, L for Lahaina. The seniors go up, they chalk it out with lime, put their class number on the bottom. And then on graduation night, they actually light it on fire. Light the L on fire, graduation night. And then down here in Lahaina, there's this tall smokestack over here, like off of our one. Because a coffee shop where they sell a coffee that's growing right up the road. And you don't have to spend like $30 on a bag of coffee. You could just buy it by the cup if you want to try it first. Good bakery too there. And the surf's okay down here in the summer. You got the southern swells, so you get like 2 to 3 feet most days is all. But this is where a lot of people learn how to surf on the south side, and then once they get better, they'll surf on the north shore in the winter months. That's where like the big waves are that Maui's known for. And in front of us is Laniapoko. Now they have a saying in West Maui that the water bill is so expensive that if you have a green lawn, you're probably wealthy. Just like a joke, because expensive water. But probably pretty accurate here, Laniapoko. Multi-million-dollar homes out here. So no helicopter paths live in Laniapoko. Not a chance. We are going to head into Laniapoko Valley up here in West Maui. Everyone's still feeling good, yeah? Alright. It's a little bit turbulent in there today, but that'll be our last valleys get to fly through on the tour. You'll notice they're real narrow, just like Honokohau, but not quite as wet over here on the west side, a little drier, the valleys. Up in front of us on the left side too, you got a bunch of koa trees, rare koa trees. Koas are real valuable wood, so it's been logged off of most of Hawaii. You get like $20,000 to $30,000 worth of lumber off of one koa tree. Laniapoko Valley, the only valley they like to grow in here in West Maui. But they got the white bark and the light green leaf over here. And a nice little rainbow here in Laniapoko too. So that was Laniapoko Valley. Next up is Olovalu, this valley down below us, and then the last one is Ukumehame out in front of us. Iao Valley on the other side of that wall. You guys got all that? The test on the valley names too. Nah, just kidding. But cool valleys, half rainforest, half desert. You see all dry down there, Molokai side towards the ocean, all thick rainforest down underneath us. As you know by now, Maui's pretty windy. They call it the Valley Island, but they should call it the Windy Island. But it's a good thing. We got all these windmills up here on the Ukumehame ridgeline up here off of our left side. 11,000 homes get their electricity from these windmills. So electricity is significantly more affordable in Maui compared to the other islands. Just not the water. There's a trade-off, I guess. And there's the summit of Haleakala. So you can see the summit of Haleakala today, or this evening. Haleakala means the house of the rising sun, so you almost always see the sun rising from the summit and look over a sea of clouds. Real beautiful up there in the mornings. But the sunset's kind of 50-50. A lot of times it'll be overcast in the afternoons and evenings, so you can't always see the sunsets. But it looks like today is one of those days. Stargazing is really incredible up there. It's 10% like less atmosphere up there, so less air to look through. Less oxygen to breathe too, so you got to be careful hiking around up there. People, you know, lightheaded sometimes. Doesn't snow up there very often though, maybe once every 2 or 3 years. We do get consistent snow every year on the Big Island though, and the real big volcanoes over there. And I got to switch to air traffic control, talk to them just a minute here. I'll be back with you all here on the radio in just a second.
Okay, this one's for Gabby.
Alright, back with you over here off of our left side here. This is the Maui Tropical Nursery, it's called, right here. It's like a circle nursery. They have a place where you could try canoe paddle there in the reservoir. They have zip lines you could try out. Art you can buy. Restaurant. Pretty much only nursery where you could do all that and not actually buy any plants. No plants for sale. Go figure. But on Sundays and Mondays they have like an open air market down there, and you can buy like handmade gifts made by locals out there, and they're a lot more affordable than what you see in the gift shops, and they're not made in China. So if you get a chance, Sundays and Mondays out there, Maui Tropical Nursery. Out here in front of us too, this is the last of the sugarcane out in Hawaii. Big Island stopped back in '94. Kauai stopped in 2002, so Maui, last island to grow sugarcane. You see these big fires sometimes at night. They burn it to harvest it. Sounds counterproductive, but it actually works. It burns so fast, it burns off all the leaves. And the cane itself stays pretty solid.
Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and
so here's the Punene sugarcane mill right here in front of us. Little museum on the sugarcane if you want to find out more about it. And I got to give air traffic control my full attention now for the rest of the flight. I want to thank you guys though for coming out and flying with me. I don't get to go fly next to those waterfalls or through those valleys if you guys don't get in here. So appreciate it for my sake, if nothing else. And then once we do land, just sit tight. Wait for Malia or Minoaka. One of them will be out. They'll help you out of the aircraft and they'll set you up inside with the video if you want the video of your tour. And it does have all my bad jokes on there, so sorry. Could always edit those out later. But I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for coming out.
myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dreams that you dare to, why, oh, why can't I?
Alright, cool. Thanks again, guys, for coming out. And just sit tight. She'll be right out. Help you out.